Hi everyone. I wanted to do a video for all of you widows out there who are really heartbroken and struggling to find a way to heal your heart and to move forward and finish out what your soul's purpose is in this lifetime. This came up yesterday. I had 3-hour-long readings, private readings, back to back over the phone. And synchronistically, all 3 readings were women reaching out to connect to their departed husbands, the loves of their life. And it was almost like Groundhog's Day. It was crazy how each reading was almost identical. And whenever things come to me in 3s, I know it's Spirit saying, pay attention. This is an important message. And so I sat with it, and I kept getting guidance to put this out there and talk about the important aspects that came up for each of these 3 women who are really struggling. So we had Mark, we had Mike, and we had Jeff. They all died between 55 and 60, or give or take, but all relatively sudden and unexpected. And all 3 of these women saying, I don't even know how to go on. This was my everything. This was the love of my life, for sure. Definitely soulmates. And when their loved one, their husband died, a part of them felt like it died. And so 2 of those 3 women had anniversaries, wedding anniversaries within days of our doing this reading. And the message coming through from all 3 men was, we are not gone. Our soul contract was that our physical, journey was done, but our energetic bond, our spiritual presence will be eternally with you. And that's easier. It's easy for them to say when we're here struggling, in the living with a limited perspective. And when we pass away, Spirit has a broader non-physical perspective and appreciation for the illusion around time and space. For those of us here struggling, with a death, it feels like eternity until we get to see them again. But for the spirits, it's like nothing. And so in one of these readings, it was very powerful. I asked her, I said, are you between 54 and 56? And she said, yes, actually, I'm 55. And I said, were you between 54 and 56 when he passed away? She said, yes, he died when I was 54. And I said, well, he is saying that your soul contract was that in that window, it was a great possibility that he was going to exit based on the lessons you and he need to learn together and the karma you need to balance. And so there's no way you could have changed the outcome. And she was crying, saying, I can't even believe he's saying this. I needed to hear this because the moment we got together 20 years before, I always felt like I was going to lose him. And I wasn't clear what that meant, but I was fearful of losing him. And I thought that I caused his death by thinking about that and worrying about that, cursing him. And I said, absolutely not. In fact, the opposite. Your soul was remembering that on a deeper level that this was going to happen. It was preparing you. And that happens to a lot of us. And she wasn't supposed to know on a mind level because she would have spent all those years worrying or trying to prevent it instead of just being and surrendering to this was the intended plan. And so all 3 men came through saying, I will never leave your side. I am always here. I am a thought away. Go within, connect in with me in your heart, get out of your head, get into your heart and feel me. And I will continue to show up and give you signs of my presence to give you hope and faith that I am still with you, the soul is eternal, and that I'm helping you to guide you forward to finish out what your soul's purpose is. And so, the synchronicity was all 3 of these women found me because of one of the 3 of my books. Okay. They said they were guided, and somehow, synchronistically, the book fell in their lap, and that's what led them to do the reading. And so I said, look, your loved ones in spirit are giving you tools. And my book, Spirited, gives you those tools on how to connect to your loved ones in spirit on your own. Okay? So that you don't have to go outside of yourself to find that communication and connection to them. And so I would just leave you with this. If you are struggling, if you're in pain, as these husbands said, be real about it, grieve. Everyone has their own process of grief. Feel what you feel. You're not going to push them away if you're negative or sad or in a dark place. In fact, the opposite. That's being real. And they're going to come to you, but no matter what. But when you are able then to shift from that grief into a place of hope, and you can raise your vibration and find joy again, and be able to really honor that message in moving forward wholeheartedly, and living life without any guilt, okay? That's when you will really start to establish a stronger connection to your loved one in spirit, because your vibration is higher, because you're in a lighter place, and then you're able to match their vibration, which is in a much higher, lighter place. So hopefully that gives you something to work toward. Again, it really boils down to prayer and meditation. Prayer is asking and inviting in spirit, and meditation is then letting go and opening your mind and your heart and your soul to receive and to let them communicate with you. So, sending love to all of you who may be struggling right now with a loved one who has passed, whether it's a partner, a soulmate, or anything else. It's all the same. And I would just encourage you to really trust that they are with you. You are not alone. And your only job is to ask them to show you. As always, I am wishing you brightest blessings and all love.